For 2 years, people have been asking us, what's going on with Google and zero-click search? Are these AI overviews and AI mode, are those having a big impact on click-through rates? Why is everyone's traffic falling? We just completed our largest study of this kind in 2 years with the kind folks at Similarweb. And our findings are, well, frankly, a little bleak. I'm going to show you what happens after people perform a Google search in 2026. This is looking at January through April of this year, mobile and desktop blended averaged panel based on usage. 32% of Google searches end with a click. Those clicks go to one of three places. The organic results, classic. 27.38%, that goes to another Google-owned property. It might go to a YouTube video or a YouTube search or a Google video search or AI mode or maps or images or news, all those kinds of places inside of Google or Alphabet's ecosystem. And 6% go to a paid ad. Then there's 39% of searches that are simply done, right? The search session ends, we see no activity for a long period of time. Maybe they navigate somewhere else in their browser, more than 10 to 30 seconds after. 29% perform another search. And for those of you thinking, well, wait, then some of those people will click. Yes, 32% of those people on average will click, and 39% will do nothing, and 29% will perform yet another search. So we're using recursive searches here as well. It's all blended into the average. This is another search via the default Google interface. If you performed a search inside of Google Maps or in YouTube, that would count in that 27% down here. All right, this is what we call zero-click search. That number is now 68%. That is up from 45% a decade ago. So we've experienced 13 points of growth, or nearly 33% growth rate over the last 10 years. And the last 2 years have been the fastest. This means that whereas 2 years ago, about 370 clicks would go to the open web for every 1,000 Google searches, it's now 232. If your traffic is dropping, if your client's traffic is dropping from Google, this is almost certainly one of the big reasons why. Now, this is not the only data we've got. I can show you what happened over time. So here it is back in 2016, like I mentioned, 45% zero-click search rate. Then in 2019, we saw 50%. In 2024, we crossed 60%, and we're now nearly 70%, more than 2/3 of all searches ending. And you can see that rapid growth between 24 and 26 as Google rolled out so many AI features that answer questions right in the search results. I'm also going to show you a little bit of the detail that we can see in here. So those people who search again, right? What changed there? Well, 21% in 2024, 28% in 2026. That's a growth rate of 7.28%, quite significant. Here you can see session ends. That is also up slightly. Going to AI mode, many folks suspected that AI mode was responsible for a lot of this zero-click phenomenon. Really not yet. It has been adopted by a very small percent of folks. And for those of you who follow me and have seen the Datos clickstream data studies that I've done for desktop, you know that desktop also AI mode is not very popular yet, but it is growing fast. People who click one or more times on one or more results, that is down very significantly, right? A nearly 10 percentage point drop. Alphabet clicks, interestingly, actually down a little bit. You might assume, oh, Google's just trying to steal more and more of this traffic for themselves. No, what I think is happening is Google is pushing for more and more people to search again. They want those fast, instant answers because they know it will create addiction and engagement inside the search results and get people searching more, which they can monetize. The percentage of clicks to organic has gone down, as you've seen. The percent of clicks to paid looks like it skyrocketed, but in fact, we think this is mostly a data artifact from that 2024 study where we noted that we saw an unusually high number of browsers in the panel with ad blockers in them or things that made Google's ads more noticeable too. I just want to point out as the last thing here, that if this data is freaking you out, if you're thinking, oh my God, almost 70% of searches end without a click, how am I going to do SEO or digital marketing at all? I want to remind you that influence is not the same as traffic. Traffic can go down and your revenue can go up. I'm wearing this shirt from William Crabtree. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I really enjoyed their store. I had a great shopping experience in London. And part of my shopping journey there was searches like this to see how the shirts might fit and what's kind of the style. And seeing influence like this is one of the best purchases I've ever made. The fit is great. The quality is superb. I saw this when I was doing my research in January from Style Forum. Style Forum is a place with classic menswear. This is creating influence. The presence of that information on this search result did not mean that it drew a click from me. I didn't click on Style Forum. I might have clicked on Style Forum, but I don't have to click on it. That is creating the influence that is leading me to go into the store and buy. And it's unattributable, yes, but that doesn't mean that it's not influence. We believe, and we are seeing in the data, that for every one visitor to your website, 1,000 people are learning about your brand on Facebook and Instagram and Reddit and YouTube and LinkedIn and TikTok, and yes, in Google search results, and yes, in AI tools. And this is why Amanda and I are such big believers in zero-click marketing, because you need to be able to win big even when no one is clicking. Influence, not traffic. Impact, not clicks. Our book is coming out this fall. You can pre-order it, but certainly I suggest that you, even if you don't buy the book, I strongly suggest that you shift your tactics and strategies away from driving traffic and toward creating influence in the places where your audience pays attention.